Claudette, right now we're going to talk about 4 tips, right? I
Right.
love that we're able to say this, and this. Are
Mhm.
you doing them? So I just want to know, where the heck do you even start?
Having a team that establishes some sort of psychological safety or emotional safety is one of the first tips to having a
Hmm.
culturally brilliant team or teaming in a really effective way. So starting to have that conversation, if it's not been had with your team, how do we create psychological safety here? How do we make this part of our team culture? How do we make it part of our greater organizational culture is even an even better conversation. But what do we need to do to make that happen? I mean, that's a huge piece of it right there.
Safety, can we talk about it for a minute?
Yeah.
Because I think this ties right back into authenticity.
Hmm.
You know, generally my experience has been, if the culture is not a safe culture, innovation is really what gets hit badly.
Hmm.
Don't you think?
Oh, I do, because innovation, when we think, the definition of innovation, another definition of it is actually transformation, or a synonym is transformation. So all transformation, innovation require risk. So if you're not in a
Hmm.
safe environment, to your point, you cannot innovate because you don't feel comfortable taking the risk, because the
Hmm.
consequences are negative
Hmm.
if the risk doesn't pan out, if the innovation doesn't work. So in order to innovate successfully, yeah, you have got to have some safety in place. It says we know
Yeah.
that part of innovating is taking a risk, which means we might make a mistake or fail.
I love this because, if you're an artist or you're out in the world and you do things creatively, whatever what that looks like, it's really interesting. Even a marginal risk is
Hmm.
a risk worth taking to
Yeah,
to just move in a creative direction, right?
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Even a marginal risk. And so there's risk there, the two kinds of risks. There's the
Mm-hmm.
ramifications of taking a risk in your organization. And then there's internally what we perceive to be a risk, which may just be a risk for us because it stretches us. It could be a risk that we think we may perceive that a risk is not particularly safe in our organization, which could be
Yeah.
true or not true. So that's
Mm-hmm.
something to check out. But there's
Mm-hmm.
a lot to risk. But in a safe environment, you're going to have people willing to take those risks because they know it's okay. If they
Mm-hmm.
feel internally challenged to take a risk, if it's safe enough, they'll actually go to a boss, they'll go to a coworker or peer and discuss it. I'm thinking of taking this risk, but boy, I'm really nervous about it. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
And so everything, even in saying that, I feel calmer, like, thinking about being in that kind of a
Exactly.
safe environment. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting because we have a number of innovations. And, we got our dashboard delivered the other day, and Jessica was testing it. And there was one little thing that just wasn't connecting. And
Hmm.
it was so interesting to see how non issue that was. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
How a non issue it was.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, because the innovation literally overshadowed what wasn't being done right. Right.
Interesting. Yeah.
Um, I mean, this is also part of it, being able to go back to what you said earlier.
Hmm.
You have to accept what's working really well
Hmm.
and what's not working really well so that you can figure out how to bring it together, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And, so much research on entrepreneurship has really been there was this thinking that entrepreneurs took more risks than other folks, but they found in a set of research that was done that they actually don't. They learn from their risks, they learn from their mistakes that don't go well, and that, okay, we tried that, oh, that didn't work out well, what do we learn from it, how can we apply it on to the next thing? And Ryan, when you're talking about your dashboard, one little thing not working, it's kind of like that. Okay, so this isn't all right, great, but everything else is working. What do we need to take from this and move forward?